Everybody, let's say hello to our guest today for the viralhair.com interview of Aphra Williams. Aphra, say hello.
Hi, guys.
All right. Now, you have the distinct pleasure of being in the brand new film that's coming out here, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Is that correct?
I do. It is incredibly exciting.
I'm sure it is. Now, your role is somewhat of a secret. Nobody can really tell us what you're playing, but what can you tell us about working with a cast that is that talented?
Yeah, I can't really speak a lot about the role, but the cast and crew were amazing to film with. I think because they've been going together for so long, it's such a well-oiled rig that everyone works so well together, and having the opportunity to work so closely with Jessica Chastain over a period of 2 summers, because we shot over 2 summers, it was amazing. She's such a sweetheart, and she's incredibly talented. And I had a few scenes with Nightcrawler. They were really fun, and shooting with a fellow Australian, that's always an amazing thing.
Yeah, that is amazing, because, and you're correct on Jessica. She's just utterly talented. And Cody Smith-McPhee, he's the fellow who plays Nightcrawler. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, he's an incredibly talented young man as well, who our viewers may have seen in some of his earlier work. I've just really taken aback by the fact that you're in this film, and you're going to be a new addition because you weren't in any of the previous ones.
Correct, yeah. It's a new character that they've brought in along with Jessica Chastain's character. There's a group of us that we're like her backup in a sense.
I like the words you're using. They're very walking the line. I think Disney's already spoken to you.
Yeah, can't speak too much about that, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, you will definitely have to go out and see it, and you'll be able to see it for yourself.
And I think that everyone should go see it. This is a film that really surprised me because I'll be very, very straightforward with you. Initially, I had no interest in this because I was not a huge fan of the previous X-Men film. But then, as the marketing started to fire up and I started to see more and more of the film, now I'm a lot more interested to get my butt in the theater.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. I think and especially being the last from Fox, I think it's a great opportunity to go and, say goodbye to these particular actors and celebrate the work that they've done and the journey that they've come. I personally love the X-Men, so everyone should go and see it anyway.
Yes, the X-Men are great characters. I saw something today that I wanted to mention to you because I thought it was an interesting point. Someone tried to point out that the X-Men were being social justice warriors, but for me, haven't they always been that? They've always spoken to what's going on in society at a particular time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I was just saying earlier to someone that I was speaking with that if there's one thing that you can take away from the X-Men, I feel that it's they stand up for their individuality and who they are, and that it's okay to be different, and to really be yourself and not apologize for that. And I feel like that's something that's very current in today, especially in the media.
I'd agree with you. I was looking over your filmography, and it's very diverse, but there's a lot of short films in there. Can you talk a little bit about preparing for a short film in comparison to preparing for something as gargantuan as this?
Yeah, absolutely. So short films, a lot of the short films I've done, I've had the pleasure of working on them with people that I know or that we've gone on to make bigger projects. So some of them have been more experimental. There was one I worked on where I was playing a pregnant mother dying of breast cancer. And that, even though it was a short role, it was still a very challenging one to work on because you want to stay true to something like that. And especially for all of the women out there who can relate to that, it's not something that you want to put on necessarily a character of. Preparing for something like X-Men, it was very interesting to work on because they're so secretive that I knew a good amount of what my character was, but I also learned a lot when I arrived on the first day of set. So it was an interesting role to prepare for because it's such a big production, but it's there's so much unknown that kind of reveals itself as the days go on and you get your daily sides and everything. So it was definitely a unique project to work on.
It looks like, and it seems like it was a really unique opportunity for yourself there. Now, for everybody, if they don't realize, you are an Aussie, is that correct?
I am an Aussie. I've been in North America for a little while now, so my accent is unfortunately not as strong. I certainly don't want to lose my Australian accent, but I know it comes in and out.
That's okay. That's okay. It's totally fine. I mean, we'd like you to keep your accent too, because me personally, I love people when they have an accent. I feel like I don't really have one. I'm from California. We really don't have an accent originally,
Well, I mean, before I went overseas for the first time, I remember growing up as a kid and always wishing that I had an accent. So I guess now I have one that I'm far from home.
Mission accomplished, right?
Yes, exactly.
So there's a couple fun questions I always like to ask anybody who graces us with their presence. And the first question I ask is, as an actor, who are some actors, actresses, directors that you look to as inspiring or have inspired you throughout your career?
Speaking of Australia, Kate Blanchett is one of my absolute favorite actresses to look up to. I absolutely love her work. Johnny Depp, I love the quirkiness that he brings to his characters. There's always something so fascinating. I mean, there's so many. That's a bit of a tricky question. If we're going back to X-Men, Hugh Jackman and the way he portrayed Wolverine, he did such a great job.
He really did. He got the pathos of that character just right, and the more he played it, I think. That's what's interesting about that.
Absolutely.
Now, then the other really fun question I like to ask is, if you were stranded on a desert island, you only had 2 movies that you had to keep with you for all time, what 2 movies are you taking, and why?
Oh, that's a really on-the-spot tough question.
I asked the hard-hitting questions.
You really do. I mean, I think there's it's a random one. I think the Chronicles of Narnia, they're one that I watched as a kid and always stayed with me, really inspired me to be an actress. So I feel like I would probably have to bring one of those. And another one, there's so many movies that I like. I'm not sure.
It's hard. It's a really hard question. And you're not the only person to ever say that. So.
Is there anything that comes to mind right now? There's some older ones like Roman Holiday. I feel like that would be probably one that would come on an island with me.
That's a great answer. Roman Holiday, very good movie. I enjoy it very much. Audrey Hepburn is, as usual.
Gregory Peck, handsome young man.
Gregory Peck's a handsome man, yes. That he is.
So, I mean, on the spot, I think there are 2 strong choices.
I think those are really strong choices. And actually, Chronicles of Narnia has one of your castmates in it. It has James McAvoy in it.
It does, and it's actually funny because, as an actor, we always have actors and actresses that we'd love to work with one day, and James McAvoy, because of the Chronicles of Narnia, was actually one of those actors. So it's a gift to be able to have actually worked with him. Yeah,
I would be surprised. I would be, happy too as well. He's a brilliant actor, extremely talented, and I think he does a great job with his role as Professor Xavier.
Absolutely.
But you also got to work with Michael Fassbender, and that must have been an absolute thrill, because he seems like a very good actor to work with.
I mean, acting aside, he's just really good looking. I think when he walked onto set, I was like, oh, goddamn. I'm like, oh, man, he's pretty.
He's a pretty man, that's for sure.
He is, but it was. I'm one of those people that when I finish filming, I like to sit behind the camera and watch. And it was fascinating to watch him work and watch Magneto on and off the screen, because he has such a strong presence that it's like anything he says or does, it's like, yes, I believe you.
that's hilarious. Oh, that's a great story. I love that. I think that what's interesting, what's awesome about that story is you being just completely honest with us right now and telling us, yeah, you know what, I just kind of like the eye candy.
Oh yeah, he's a very, very handsome man.
Oh, that's funny. I'm glad you think that, because I mean, it's true. He is. It's just the way I'm a fellow heterosexual male, and I appreciate his handsomeness as well. You know, I got to be honest about it. You know, it's truth. It's truth. So it looks like coming up, you also have another really cool project coming up. It's another short film. Could you want to tell us about that a little bit too?
Yeah, it's actually the person who wrote that script. I actually met her on the set of X-Men. She did a few different things, and she was also the stand-in for Jessica Chastain's character.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, because we spend so long on set, we struck up a friendship, and she is becoming a writer, and this is one of her, I think, stepping stones towards a bigger project that she wants to create. It's about a psychologist and her, I guess, the troubles that psychologists go through in, like, who do they seek for help when they need to work on their issues. And it's a short film, but it's just exploring mental illness and that sort of thing. The script is still a work in progress, so it could very well change. But that is, it's a small, exciting project coming up.
Yeah, it looks really good. And you were playing that said psychologist, if this is correct. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Always up for a challenge.
Yeah, that does look like it would be a very, very fun challenge to have, to play someone who's supposed to be able to understand the human psyche and not understand your own.
Yeah, exactly. And and to look at yourself and kind of I won't give too much away, because then it gives the story away. But
then no one wants to. Then no one. There's no surprises when you go to see it. Yeah, we want to make sure we keep them interested.
Exactly.
So that they'll go check out the short film, and it's called, as far as I can see here, it's currently slated to be called The Session. Is that correct?
I think that's what it's currently being called. I mean, it may change. To be determined.
Yeah. Perfect. Now, if you had any sort of message you want to convey to the viral hair audience right now, any sort of message at all that you wanted to convey, what would you want to convey to them about you as an actress and why they should go see Dark Phoenix?
It's a great film, and it's the last X-Men from this series, so I think that alone you should definitely go and see it. But I think it's important to go after your dreams and not give up. And when someone says no or you're not good enough, to just never give up and always keep going, because you might land a role on X-Men.
Exactly. See, and you're helping me accomplish my dream, because I've always wanted to be a film journalist since I was but a small tyke. So I appreciate your help in my road to success, and I hope that we're helpful in your road to success, because we will be keeping a very close eye on whatever you do, and we'll make sure we share it with the world, because you've been so gracious with your time today.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me, and for everyone that's listening, thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to hearing what you think of Dark Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, and I think a lot more people are going to be listening to this than would normally listen to it, because you're in Dark Phoenix. And I think that's going to make them flood to our YouTube and check it out. And I hope that they do, and I hope that the film does well, and that you gain a lot of other roles from it. Okay? Now, I just really want to take the time to thank you so much, Aphra, and I hope that you're not on the phone while driving, and that we are on speaker or Bluetooth. Yes.
Yes, you are on speaker, and I am multitasking.
That's good. That's good. We're multitasking. We're laughing. That's always good. And I look forward to, like I said, seeing whatever else you do. And it's been my absolute honor to talk with you today. And you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, okay?
Thank you. You too. Thank you so much for having me, and have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.